Harald Krüger. Please welcome today in our Deloitte lounge at the Munich Security Conference. You've been recently joining our panel discussion of the boardroom program with your colleagues. We were talking about geopolitical surrounding and corporate resilience and all the challenges that you face around that. And as a very experienced executive, you've been CEO of BMW, a multinational automotive firm all over the world, very active, and then you've been joining as a non-executive director now at infrastructure-related companies like Deutsche Telekom and Lufthansa. So if you look into the current discussion that we had, what is the role of the geopolitical discussion and corporate resiliency in the boardroom discussions that you have currently and the discussions with the executive?
Yeah, it's top of the agenda, I would call it. Yeah, it's the number one item in these days. Geostrategic conflicts, geostrategic resilience. Yeah, just to give you one example for this one, yeah, looking at the supply chains, for example, yeah, are the supply chains resilient? Are they robust? Are there too much focus on single sourcing? Do you need a second source? So geostrategic conflicts and scenario B's in case something happens. Yeah, it must be not a war. It must be not something which can be customs or impacts from also other things like earthquakes or whatever. So that is top of the mind, especially if the corporate business model is resilient. And what can you do and what needs to be done even one level down in terms of sourcing strategy, in terms of market strategy, in terms of production network. Yeah, do you have a balanced strategy between sales and marketing and manufacturing? Okay. So that's in these days something which is on the one side the supervisory board is asking and challenging the board of management, and the board of management is working and thinking in scenarios and get advice as well as how resilient are our operations.
Would you say that given this, what you just described as a situation, that in the German governance model with the two-tier system of supervisory board and executive group, that the involvement of supervisory board into strategic discussions is currently more than in the past?
Definitely. Yeah. That's why some companies have a strategic workshop day in addition to the normal supervisory board meetings, where you discuss the trends, the changes, what can happen to your industry, what might be happening on the customer side, on the market side, on the technology side. Just thinking about digitalization in detail and digitalization strategies is sometimes such a big animal that you can't do it within one normal board meeting. So that is definitely in these days, even in German companies, much more higher on the agenda. But it's not just the strategic side, it's also the operational side, the execution side.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that AI, artificial intelligence, plays a role in corporate resilience in your discussions?
Definitely. And one item can be, for example, what can destroy your business if a competitor is having AI and is attacking you? Okay. Yeah? And the second question would be, can you generate more value, more revenue with AI on the market side, on the customer side? Or can you make, third question, with AI, your process is more efficient, less cost sensitive in terms of can you gain a productivity advantage? So all these three questions are still in mind and are on a daily basis nearly something I would call on board meetings.
Okay. Harald, thank you very much for joining us today in our panel discussion and here in my interview. And thank you for joining the Deloitte Lodge.
No, thanks for the invitation, yeah, and thanks for the interview.